So this is gonna be the first part of a little 3-part series I'm gonna do, which is the best sport bike out there for under $1,000. I know when all my buddies were copping newer 1000s that I needed something to keep up, and I just didn't have that kind of money to blow on, you know, an R1 or a GSX-R 1000. So what I ended up doing is purchasing a little newer version of the bike I'm going to show you guys today. So moving on to the bike itself, it's a 1997 Suzuki Bandit 1200. I got this bike for $750. I picked it up last week, and which is a solid number because that still leaves me a few hundred just to get the bike going. It's been sitting a few years, so it's going to need a carb rebuild and, you know, probably the fuel tank flush and a few other things. But in this installment, I'm just going to show you guys the bike itself, you know, some attributes, why I picked it, maybe some drawbacks or things to look out for when you go to buy yours. But yeah, so I'm going to start to move into why I picked this bike. So for $1,000 or even $2,000 or $3,000, you're not going to find a bike that's more reliable, has more upgradability, is a good chassis. You know, it has solid brakes on it right from the factory, twin discs up front, 2 pistons each caliper, you know, single disc in the rear, which is pretty standard. But you know, the performance is there too. This bike says it only comes with 100 claim horsepower from the factory, but if you just do a few little things to it, you know, you throw an exhaust, you jet the carbs a little bit, you're going to be pushing like 120 horse to the tire, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I was keeping up with my buddy's FZ1, I mean, neck and neck. And the performance is there too, right from the factory. I mean, my bike was just jetted a little bit and was straight piped. And hey, if you decide in the future that you want to start upgrading stuff, this is a really good platform to start upgrading on. You know, they sell big bore kits, they have nitrous kits for them, they have a turbo kit, which I did to mine, and I'm going to do more videos of that, you know, coming up maybe next week. So moving into this bike specifically, it's a little beat up. That's why I got it for the price that I did. You know, it's got a little rip in the seat up here. This gauge is a little crooked. The guy said he crashed it in the front before and actually replaced this front fairing, but there was no accidents reported on the title or anything like that. So I think the guy just dumped it going at a really slow speed and ended up ruining that front cowl and just threw a new one on. So that's kind of what you expect for any bike around this price range. I mean, to find a GSX-R 600 for $1,000, I mean, that bike's gonna be total, it's gonna have no plastics, and it's probably gonna run on 2 cylinders. So I think this is a really good compromise. It was a nice low mile bike, only 26,000 miles on it. And as for drawbacks, other than the bike being maybe a little bit dated or ugly, there really isn't any. So just go buy one. And God forbid the bike does have some problems with it when you do buy it. They use a lot of the same parts on this bike that they do with other Suzukis, so parts are really cheap. So yeah, with this video, I just want to do a brief overview of the bike. This is gonna be a shorter video, probably only a couple minutes, but I just figured I'd give you guys an overview of the bike, introduce the series, and then going forward later on this week, I have the carb rebuild kit in the mail right now. I'm gonna pick up a battery right after I hit end on this video, and I'm gonna start getting everything we need to actually get this thing going. So look forward to maybe this weekend I'll have the part 2 series out, which will actually go ahead and get the bike running. And then part 3, we're going to take it for a little ride along and maybe compare it with some other bikes in that price range and see how we do. So yeah, if you guys like the video, please, you know, like and subscribe, comment below, comment what you want to see going forward out of this channel. You know, I'm open to suggestion. I bought this bike just to show you guys what could be done for under $1,000. And yeah, I'll see you next time.